Hello, everybody, and I got another puzzle for you today that is rated 2635. We're going to get started again, or restart it. Took me a little while to figure this out. I wanted to break this down pretty clearly, and what we have is a potential mating net for the king. If you just visually, it looks like you have a potential mating net. And it might not be a mating net, but it might win substantial material, if not a mating net. So the first thing I want to notice is that there is a bishop to e6 pin on the queen that can be taken. However, with this move, the queen can take, the pawn can take, the rook will take, then the rook will take, and the king will take, and suddenly black is down material by a rook. So this is not the correct move sequence for this puzzle. But it's an interesting idea that I wanted to note, that maybe we could have something, an in-between move. And the only move that makes sense in this position is to either take the rook or move something else. Our black square bishop is cutting off a lot of key squares for the king. The light square bishop is not really doing anything right now specifically to white's king. And the only move that really makes sense is for potentially another rook move. And that is to bring the king closer to the edge of the board, to our side of the board. And that is with the powerful move rook a8 to a3. So rook 8 to a3. It's the only move in this position, like I said, after analyzing the bishop move, the rook takes rook move, and black just being down material after rook takes rook, rook takes rook, and black has a rook and a bishop for a queen with back rank issues. So the first move here. Now, it was forced for the king to move to c4. And now calculating this out, from here you can actually take note that the only legal move that white will have after any type of other move will be to the king to b5. Now, our idea now of bishop to e6 works now because of our ability of queen takes, queen takes, pawn takes, rook takes, and we probably might have a winning endgame, but there's something more in this position. So if you play scared in chess sometimes, depending on if it's blitz or if it's a long game, you might not be able to make the best moves if you play scared. And the move here that is going to win us material is rook 2 to c2. Like I said, it's going to force white to the b5 square. And now there are the possibilities of basically white getting into this mating net that I was talking about. We have to be very careful here, because now we have all the squares except for one, the c4 square, guarding against the king, because black's bishop or white's black square bishop is guarding the b6 square, or is occupying the b6 square for any type of escape. So the next move is very instinctual and natural, that we can pick up the queen with bishop to c3. And now, after picking up the queen, we will have a delivered potential checkmating net, or we can just go ahead and win material straight up and win the endgame. So if you want, we'll go ahead and further analyze this. Let me get my next move on. Mate in 6. Okay. So the line for mate in 6 is queen c4. Oh, wrong move. Rook takes c4. And there's a mate in 4 here. So I did not see the mate in 4. I just simply saw winning back material, a queen, and that was enough to solve this puzzle. So sometimes, as far as being able to see the whole line, you don't necessarily have to see the whole line to know that you're in a winning position. And as far as depending on how much brain power you got, you know, to be able to focus on the whole entire position, you probably could have saw this made out with the rook takes instead of bishop takes queen, which still would have been mate. Now, potential moves like rook takes is mate in 2 with rook c3, king a5, rook takes a3. So, not best play, of course. Mate in 4 is pretty much forced. With these lines, you can go ahead and see that a computer can give you the correct stretch of imagination. I just thought, of course, oh, well, I'll be up, you know, a piece, and that's good enough with a winning position. Maybe trade down, be able to get out the queen with my passed pawns in the center, my passed pawn in the center, and you know, just be winning. Sometimes on the higher level puzzles, the 3200 puzzles that I've been hearing about and seeing about, and actually I've been watching some grandmasters like Nakamura and is it a Grandmaster Anish Giris, I think. I'm not sure. I will have to double check who it is. But I've been watching them play puzzles, and puzzles are fun. And they'll stretch your mind, and you should be able to exercise your mind to be able to do deeper and deeper puzzles. Take your time on puzzles is my personal recommendation to get the whole entire line correct. So there you have it. We went over basically mate in 4, bishop c7. We'll say bishop a5. We'll go with that line. Bishop a5, rook b3 check. Bishop b4. Rook b takes. King a6. Rook c7 check. Boom. King a5. And mate in 1, rook a7. What the game. So there you have it. A mate in, probably it was like 8, I guess. But I didn't see it, so thanks for viewing. Have a good one.